Like I said, I put in a tree that was smaller than my pinky finger and less, and it was actually 8 months later, it was already to 4 inches. I brought someone over who knew something about fruit trees, and I said, how long do you think this tree's been in the ground? He said, well, you just moved in here like a year and a half ago, but it looks like about 5 years.
Oh, wow.
I said, it's barely over 5 months. It's been like 7, 8 months.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our method. We never fertilized with anything. We never watered. All we did is plant this way and then care for it. Every time it rains, we go through this cycle. What insulates your house?
Insulation.
Fluff.
It's actually, so my friend Logan here said fiberglass. It's actually not the fiberglass. It's the fiberglass holding pockets of air.
Yeah.
It's the air that insulates your house.
Some people have double walls just for the air to warm up the house, cool the house in the summer.
That's right. It's actually the trapped air that insulates your house. It's not the fiberglass. The fiberglass is just a medium so that the air will stay there. So in this case, if you break up that, you'll have a crumbly top that looks like this, right? Lots of air, and then it dries. You know, this will look like that. See how this is drying?
Yeah.
And that's the way it'll be. It'll be nice and crumbly and dry on top, but lots of air. And then if you could just scrape it away and you'll get to moisture. And it's going to be a temperature barrier, and it's going to act like a sponge. So the next time it rains, the rain, when it hits, just start to, instead of,
Yeah.
you see?
So it's kind of like creating a mulch. You really need to make sure it's not in that wet stage, otherwise you compact it.
That's right. So that's about cooperating. Same thing is true when you're ministering to someone. Let's say you're giving Bible studies to someone, and you've been working them, and then boom, it starts to rain. And you see them go,
Wow.
you know what? And they're getting it.
Yeah.
Now's not the time to get your hoe in there. Now's the time to just shut your mouth and be quiet for a second. Let the Holy Spirit work. Because we want to jump in there, go, you finally got it, you're right. And this and this and this and this. And by that point, it's drowned out that small voice that was speaking to them. They can't hear anymore. No, just let them go. And then once they've got it, and you can see that there's like they've got it and that it's sunk in all the way, then you come back and work them again. So we do that. It rains, yeah, you're right. It's too wet, but we're praising God that He sent His blessing. Now we wait. We wait, we watch. We watch, and as soon as they get a little bit thirsty, that's when we go back to work again. And that's how you do Bible studies.
So you're constantly cultivating throughout the season?
Yeah. Then, my friend Jeannie, is that right? Johnny over here made an observation. When this crumbly cultivated dirt dries, you said it was like I was making something.
Mulch.
Out of?
Well, out of the dirt itself, because it's full of that air that your mulch is full of.
It's the same thing as mulch, except a lot of mulch that's plant-based harbors mold, fungus, bugs, all the things that are attacking your fruit tree. You make it out of clay.
You must be did it.
We don't have diseases.
There might be some advantage. You know that peach tree that's on top? I mean, that I told you grew like this?
Yeah.
It looks like terrible soil on top. I just put the clay on top and then keep it. And I have clay mulch on top. And it has enough sand mixed in so that I'm not hitting like something that feels like potter's clay. But it looks like clay, but it has some sand mixed in. And that's just from what I could gather. And it takes more work, but you're going to get amazing results. Like I said, I put in a tree that was smaller than my pinky finger and less, and it was actually 8 months later, it was already to 4 inches. I brought someone over who knew something about fruit trees, and I said, how long do you think this tree's been in the ground? He said, well, you just moved in here like a year and a half ago, but it looks like about 5 years.
Oh, wow.
I said, it's barely over 5 months. It's been like 7, 8 months. So that's our method. We never fertilized with anything. We never watered. All we did is plant this way and then care for it. Every time it rains, we go through this cycle. Now what's awesome is sometimes we go like 3.5, 4 weeks with no rain, which means as long as I've broken it up, it can get as dry as it wants there. I don't have to touch it. So I might go a month without having to touch that tree. Then it rains again, and let's say it rains and it's too wet, but then it rains again. Still, just let it go. It's continuing to rain, continuing to rain, continuing to rain. Then when it starts to dry out a little bit, just enough to work, I work it. And then if it goes 2 weeks without raining, I don't touch it.
Oh, so you have to touch it after rain.
After the rain.
So it looks dry.
But not too
That's
much
the way it is
rain.
with our heart, though, isn't it? Because if the Holy Spirit convicts us of something, that's not so that we can just sit back and do nothing. It's so that we can take action based on that.
Works.
It's okay.
I'm zealous of good works.
I love the book of James. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm zealous of good works. That's from Titus.
So the rain
Titus
is
2.
faith. The rain is faith, and the cultivating is good works, right?
Okay, so let's explain works again. All of this, are we in orchard yet? No. All this good work, not righteous. No, not one. We can't produce any fruit in all this works. So if we're to present ourselves to God as being acceptable by what we've done, we're not. Because He's not coming back for a well-dug fruit tree hole. He's coming back for fruit. There's only one thing that can actually produce fruit, and that is the choice vine. That means Christ in you is the hope of glory. Or do you know what that word means? That word glory, the root word, is often translated fruit. So it's the hope of fruit. Christ in you is the hope of fruit. Now, once Christ goes in you, if you neglect Him, if you let the weeds grow up, just like in the sower and the seed, right? The weeds choked it out. We trample it, let it be by the wayside. Then Christ won't come to maturity. So we have to treasure Him. Those are not works of our righteousness. That's work in response to grace. That we treasure, that we love Him, that we want Him to be the thing in our heart.
Grace.
That He's the pearl of great price.
He says he is the true vine.
That He is the true vine. So there's two kinds of works. One that tries to make yourself righteous and presents. The other one says, I need you. I have nothing. There's no way I can produce fruit. Will you please abide with me? Abide in me. And once He abides with you, then yes, we're a new creature. And
Open-
we know that He'll complete the good work that He's begun in us.
Open the door, Revelation 3:20.
And then the Holy Spirit comes down and helps the
Come back.
faith
We're not
grow.
done until
Yes.
the tree goes in.